Of course, there's going to be pressure. Of course, people expect a lot from us right now, especially as ranked #1. They think that there is no one to defeat us, but I don't think that. There's really good teams this year. So it doesn't matter how you start, all that matters is how you end.
When working hard all fall, we go to California and we play a bunch of teams and get to see other teams in Southern California, and we could tell that we're just a little farther ahead right now, with both in terms of kind of the physicalness of some of the guys we've got, and returning 3 All-Americans and 4 starters off a really good team. So that part, and then just talking to other coaches and everybody else, kind of seeing the field, and everybody kind of going, yeah, you guys are a little farther ahead. And for us, it's okay, it's great to hear and all, but it's just, serves more as motivation to keep working and keep improving. If we're ahead of you in October, and we keep working, we have a better chance of staying in that position when we get to the end of the season, and that's certainly the goal. So, and the other part of it here, I just think it's exciting for the fans. I think the fan support that we get is a big part of our success and does serve as motivation for our guys to continue to work hard. So for us to be able to step on the court on Friday night as the #1 ranked team in the country, that's exciting for everybody that supports the program.
All right, nobody likes to do it after New Year's, but it's time to weigh in. It is brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Nobody's ever won a preseason national championship. Did you know that? What I mean is the national championships are never awarded in the preseason.
Oh, yes,
but we do have a preseason poll. And even though it doesn't mean a whole lot, it does show what the other teams and the other coaches think about the University of Hawaii by naming them #1.
Well, I mean, going into even the championship matches last season, going into the Big West Championship, and then going to the NCAA playoffs, everybody was talking about Hawaii for next year. Everybody knew going into the Big West tournament that this was going to be the team to beat. I mean, you just looked at the amount of talent that they had coming back and the strong contributing factors. So this isn't anything new. I think Hawaii has always had a target on their back, especially from last season, but now having that #1 next to it adds a little bigger target. It's just a matter of how they manage that throughout the season.
And one of the things, too, is that last year's graduating class, some seniors were, Long Beach State was dominated by players of the year. UCLA, Penn State, Ohio State. There's a lot of really great players that have moved on and left. Hawaii has 3 returning All-Americans. That's amazing. And their 4th returning starter, Colton Cowell, was not an All-American, but basically this summer he led the Pan Am Games in kills. He's going to be a huge factor on this team this year. They've got a solid core.
I think the one thing that will be interesting is as the season progresses, if Hawaii remains in that #1 spot, how they react when they start playing bigger teams than, let's say, Charleston.
Yeah, it's going to be something that we're going to have to continue to track. But I think as the season goes along, this team will get better. And a lot of that goes to the talent that they have on this team. The B side challenges the A side every single day in practice, which only helps this team progress and get ready for those bigger matches.
I agree. I mean, you look at it, what can you say to that, Ryan? It's true. We've seen that year in and year out. We've also seen a lot of redshirt players in this program. They redshirt and then they come in. They've got a year underneath their belt in the system. They know what's going on. They might not have as much time on the court, per se, but as the season progresses, they're going to get their time. But on the court in practice, they're getting it day in and day out.
Well, it is a new season, but we have the same team calling the action tonight. They're #1 in the country as well. Of course, it's Kanoa and Chris, guys.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Happy New Year to you as well. Alongside Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy, and you heard the corner crew breaking it down, right? It is hard to comprehend the idea of improving on what was such a historically significant season and campaign last year for this UH Rainbow Warrior volleyball program. The one thing they can do is they can win the whole thing. And oftentimes you hear coaches, you hear players, they'll play it coy, right, going into a season. Sure, the aspiration is to win it all. They won't necessarily verbalize that. This team is verbalizing that. They are staking their claim to that being the goal.
Yeah, they're very proud of it, and they know that that there's a lot on the line. They know that they only have this much more to go to improve to to get over the hump and win that title. But you know what? This team's really good at staying in the present, too. They're really good at I watched practice yesterday, and Colton Cowell at the end of the practice said, guys, Charleston is good. In fact, I'm going to guarantee you Charleston's going to play their best match of the year tomorrow night, so we better be ready and respect every opponent. It was a great little speech he gave. It was cool.
Well, he is going to once again ascend to a pivotal position here this season as one of the true leaders for this Warriors squad. Colton Cowell, a guy who had got international experience over the summer. And Charlie Wade's been saying, hey, look out for Colton. Is he the guy you're maybe most looking forward to seeing here this season? If not him, who are some of the other names?
Well, Colton is, I think he's the fan favorite. He jumps so high, hits so hard, snaps so high. Local boy, 3-year MIL Player of the Year. So there's so much local flavor to him. But I'll tell you, another interesting guy to watch is going to be the middle, Guilherme Voss from Brazil. He can flat out play. He's taking Dalton Solberg's spot. So Gassman's one middle, and Voss is the other. There he is right there. And I'm telling you, he is quick. He's athletic. He's 6'7". He's played a lot of volleyball, played for the Brazil youth national teams and junior national teams. And I'll tell you, he's got a lot of game. I'm looking forward to watching him play.
Yeah, that makes two of us. All right, on the other side, you have the Charleston Golden Eagles. They are coached by Mike Iandolo. He is just 32 years of age in his third season. They have revamped this roster, 10 newcomers to the team, but he is certainly confident that they are steering in the correct direction.
How about the way he did his schedule? He scheduled 10 of the top 15 teams in the country on his schedule, and I'm telling you, that's brave. Not many teams. I bet nobody in the team in the country does something that courageous. And he's asking his players to just embrace that challenge of the tough schedule. And he says, if you're going to beat the best, you got to play the best. And
that's right.
He's looking forward to tonight. He knows his players are nervous. He said serve and pass today did not go great. They were a little bit tight, but he's hoping the nerves will go away soon.
Well, it is opening night. This is a team in Charleston that won just one EIVA match last season. Now they're going up against the #1 team in the country to start 2020. We'll see you at First Serve. Let's send it back over to the Corner Crew.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Catch the greatest plays, biggest blocks, and scheduled info by following Spec Sports High on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You're watching Game On. And welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center opening night. Hawaii taking on the Golden Eagles of Charleston. One big question, though, heading into this season is who will be the setter? Right now, that answer is Jakob Tella.
I think the chemistry is good. Well, the good thing is that he was here last year, so he kind of saw how playing in America looks like. So he has the experience a little bit. He came in serving sub most of the times. He had a few games as a setter.
I don't need him to be Joe Worsley. I need him to be the best version of himself. And that's a pretty good player. He's 6'6", lefty, athlete. Has been playing at a high level for a long time, so he brings his own unique skill set to it, his own leadership style, and his own creativity. And excited about seeing him get the opportunity to come out and lead the team.
Well, here are the two guys, the main guys that will see setting duty this year. Right now, as you mentioned, Jakob Tella, there you see he appeared a lot last year, mainly serving, but he did do some setting as well. Jackson Van Ekeren has been in the program for a couple of years. There's also a freshman who was redshirted last year in Brett Sheward. Now, the one guy on this team that has a chance to be the National Player of the Year, he has to be one of the top candidates, is Rado Parapunov, the senior out of Sofia, Bulgaria. Rado's not a very loud guy on the court, but he realized with this being his final season, he needs to kind of step it up in the leadership category.
Well, clearly he's a big role both on and off the court for us, and he's kind of shied away from a leadership role, so to speak, in the locker room and in the practice gym. But he has embraced that a lot more. You can tell that he really, senses that it's his responsibility to step in and say what needs to be said when he sees something or thinks it should go a different direction. And just from a performance piece, he's 6'9", lefty, dominant 6-rotation point scorer. So really excited about how much work he's put into his game and how far he's come, and him having a great season.
People expect more. First of all, I'm a senior. I've been on the court. I think only Patrick Gassman has been more than me on the court. So people expect a lot from us too, and of course from Colton Cowell, who had a significant role last year. And of course James, who has a significant role for all years that he has been here. But yeah, people expect more of me. Last year they expecting more from Stein and Joe, and this year it's gonna be us.
Well, you're not going to replace Joe Worsley. I mean, he was just spectacular a year ago. And I like the fact that Charlie even kind of mentioned that. He said for Tella to just be who he is and not try to be somebody else.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's a great leadership role and a mentor for him to follow, but he's not him and he never will be. And so his style of setting and his leadership will be completely different than Joe Worsley.
And I think he doesn't have to be flashy. He just needs to put up a settable and hittable ball. I mean, the one thing I think a lot of people are looking forward to is just the firepower of this offense. I mean, we could see some fireworks here in the building tonight. More entertaining fireworks than maybe the fireworks we see in Waipahu on New Year's Eve.
I don't know about that one, but one guy who will be loading up a lot of fireworks is Rado Parapunov and the Rainbow Warriors. Time now for the Scouting Report. It is brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. And here's Charlie on Charleston.
They have a new coach who's been there in his second year and certainly have upgraded their talent level. There is a guy on the team, Jake Vorberger, who we recruited last year that turned us down to come or to go to Charleston. And I know that they've just increased their overall athleticism. So, you know, and again, this time of year, we're more focused on our side of the net and want to make sure that we're both productive and efficient and certainly expect a couple of competitive matches.
No disrespect, but this is kind of a soft opening to the 2020 season, if you will, for the Rainbow Warriors. So what are you looking for from Hawaii tonight?
Well, you got to be looking for them just opening here in the Stan Sheriff, starting a new season with some new fresh faces and getting their nerves out a little bit, as well as who's going to step up and truly lead this team.
Well, I think one of the things that's going to be a question mark is that second outside hitting position. Stein Von Tilburg really seeing if Humler can really get in there and provide that passing that Hawaii will need. I think all those little things are going to have to be important factors. But more importantly, I think Hawaii just has to get used to their offense and get comfortable playing with each other.
I'm really excited to see Boss, the kid out of Brazil, because we have heard so many things about him. And you heard how excited Charlie was for him as well. He should be a special player. Should be fun. We'll take a break. When we come back, the starting lineups, Hawaii Pono'i, and the national anthem.
Libero, 6'1" junior from Moraga, California. Number 6, Gage Worsley. At center, 6'6", sophomore from Tonsberg, Norway. Number 10, Jakob Tella. At middle blocker, 6'7" freshman from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Number 12, Guilherme Voss. And middle blocker, 6'10", senior from Clovis, California. Number 15, Patrick Gassman. And outside, 6'7" sophomore from České Budějovice, Czech Republic. Number 16, Filip Humla. And outside hitter, 6'1" senior from Makawao, Maui. Number 70, Colton Cowell. And that opposite, 6'9" senior from Sofia, Bulgaria. Number 19, Rado Parapunov. Staff student assistant Matt Larson, volunteer assistant Chad Giesman, assistant coach Joshua Walker, associate coach Milan Zarkovic, head coach for your Rainbow Warriors, Charlie Wade.
Warrior Volleyball team rings in the new year ranked #1 to open the season for the first time since the inception of the NCAA men's preseason poll. Hawaii returns a powerful lineup that includes 3 All-Americans from last year, including junior libero Gage Worsley and seniors Patrick Gassman and Rado Parapunov. Coming up, the Golden Eagles of Charleston make their first visit to Honolulu to take on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And with that, we welcome you in this new year into the Stan Sheriff Center. Kanoa Leahy sitting next to Chris McLaughlin. C-Mac, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, for Charleston, they've got to get risky. That is, they got to serve tough to get UH out of system. The attackers have got to aim for high hands. Both of these tactics could result in balls hit out, and they could result in points. Take the risk, Golden Eagles. And for Hawaii, the bullseye. That's what UH will have on their back as long as they're #1. As Colton Cowell said in practice yesterday, every team that comes in here will play their best match of the year. We better respect each and every opponent.
Some good words to live by here in 2020 for this University of Hawaii Warrior Volleyball team. And one of the new faces, Guilherme Voss, with the first serve. The first dig is courtesy Colton Cowell, scramble play for Hawaii. And it is Charleston on the attack. They go to the southpaw, Martin Bartels, and he's a good one from the Netherlands, a 6'4" junior. Strikes first here in this opening night match. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Some of the fresher names, we already saw Guilherme Voss on the serve, but Jakob Tella is the new starting setter. He replaces Joe Worsley, some huge shoes to fill, even if those shoes are literally smaller than what Jakob Tella wears. But Jakob Tella, as this offense goes, it will be an indication of his ascension as a starting setter.
Exactly. I tell you, that was a beautiful back set he put up there for Rado. It was almost too perfect. Rado just got hungry and launched it long, but I tell you, that was a great set.
So Rado Parapunov, one of the returning All-Americans, going long there. There's Pat Gassman, also a second-team ABCA All-American, All-Big West Conference selection last season, and he's able to put it down for Hawaii's first point of 2020.
Notice Tella went up high there. He's 6'6". He went up high to intercept that ball from going over the net. That's a nice advantage he has at the net.
Here is Parapunov, the 6'9" senior, averaged over 4 kills per set. Good movement on that serve, but Charleston able to run the transition, and it is Max Seneca putting it down. 6'2" junior from Brisbane, Australia. In 27 matches last year, he put down 2.2 kills per set.
Villafane did a nice job of deception, put up a nice set there to give a one-on-one for the outside hitter.
So here is Ismail Sneed with the serve for Charleston. Middle set, Pat Gassman blasts it down. And you're right, Tella gets very high on that jump set. It's more of a handoff, really, than a middle set.
That's a great way to describe it, Kano, because Gassman's 6'10". He gets up pretty high. And the 6'6" Tella gets up pretty high. So it is like a handoff. There isn't much distance the ball has to travel.
So 2 serving 3. There's Philip Humler. Sophomore, played in 8 matches last year as a freshman. And he takes over the spot left by the great Stein von Tilburg. Hawaii on the attack. Here is Colton Cowell, and he's able to shove it through that proposed double block. And the Maui boy able to get in the book. 6'1" redshirt senior from Makawao, Maui.
One of the things I think he's improved most in is being creative and crafty. If he gets a set close to the net, he'll rub it off the outside blocker's hands. He'll tip it over the block. He'll tip it toward the off blocker. He does a lot of really creative things, and he's really getting good at hitting high hands with all that international experience he had this summer.
And played in the Pan Am Cup for Team USA as Humler deals an ace out of the deck, and it's Hawaii vaulting in front, 4-3.
You know, Humler came to Hawaii. Brett Rosenmeyer recruited him in an international tournament in Germany a few years ago, and the rest is history.
And next serve goes into the twine. A couple of tweaks here in 2020. We will have the same challenge system, 3 challenges for each head coach, but in this particular year, if a challenge is victorious, the coaches get to retain that challenge. That is more along the international rules when it comes to replay challenges. Outside high ball goes to Cowell, and he hammers that one.
Was it just me, or did he go over that block? Cowell 6'1", block is like 6'6" and 6'2". Yeah, he split the block there.
Oh,
Good swing, though.
He, make no mistake, jumps out of the gym.
Yeah. He's got the variable trampoline
That's
effect.
right. Very springy, to say the least. High toss here for Pat Gassman. On the jump serve, outside set and elevating off the Terraflex is Max Seneca. So Charleston looking like they're here to play under third-year head coach Mike Iandolo.
Well, Iandolo's got some international experience himself. He's coached at Grand Canyon most recently. Did a great job there, and is so excited to be able to start this program. This program sort of rebooted. They've got their 4th coach in 4 years, Kanoa. That's always tough. He thinks that this group is special. He's got 10 brand new players, so he's building that culture as fast as he can.
Previously served as an assistant at GCU. Broke into college coaching as a grad assistant at his alma mater, Lewis.
1 year at Long Beach State and 3 years at Lewis.
Middle set. And that is Adriel Roberts, 6'6", graduate student from Freeport, Trinidad. He was an all-EIVA honorable mention selection last year.
So he gets up, I'm telling you. You know who's off to a good start for them right now is Diego Villafane. He's the one player that Coach told us before the game, if he has a good night, we're going to have a good night.
Outserved there by Roberts. This is a Charleston team that comes from Charleston, West Virginia. So a long few days here of travel and jet lag, but they were able to spend some time at the beach the other day. It is game day, and so Iandolo saying that they were focused on the match and the task at hand, as will be the case tomorrow when they run it back. Back row set, and that goes to Seneca. Going to be a point for Charleston on a net violation against Hawaii. So they are trading blows here, very seesaw-like in the early goings of this opening frame.
I think Charlie Wade has got to like this. He wanted to have a tough match this first night, really test the players to see how much progress they've made from over the fall and the summer.
Middle set, that's Voss. Guilherme Voss. You talk about springy. That is what this guy is at 6'7", freshman from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Played for the Brazilian national team between 2016 and 2019. And you can just tell by his facial expression, he is a competitor.
He really is. In Brazil, you know, volleyball is the second most popular sport after soccer. And so he's played from a very, very young age. And I'll tell you, he is so much fun to watch. Really jumps high, touches 11, 10 and a half. Those are Kanoa Leahy numbers. Are you kidding me?
Charlie Wade telling us just before the match that just a few weeks ago when they were doing some of the vertical jumping and high touch testing, that he was able to touch 11, 10 and a half. That is crazy. Pat Gassman getting a good touch on that set right there, and Hawaii back out in front. 9 serving 8. Gassman's had the hot hand. He's got 3 kills on 3 swings.
I know that part of the game plan tonight was to work the middle, set the back row quick, and set the middles. Even have Tella do a little bit of dumping when he's in the front row or attacking. Tella's a lefty, so on close passes to the net, watch for Tella to bang away at a few. He's front row right now, so we may see him attack if the ball is passed up close to the net.
Meanwhile, Parapunov with the 5th combined service error already in this first set. There's Ismail Sneed. Good pass there, Gage Worsley, and there it was. Right on cue, Tella trying to turn it on 2, but he hit it way wide there.
Second row.
And so a bit of a stumbling start here for the top-ranked team in the country.
I like the swing, though. I like the fact he's up there being aggressive and change up this offense a little bit.
has gone back and forth. 10 serving 9. Now Charleston in front. That one just crawls over the tape. Layout, first touch there by Tella. Patapunov gets a swing out of it, but the triple block was up. It was Adriel Roberts in the middle on a scramble play for Hawaii in transition, and Charleston leads by a pair.
Watch Tella's reaction right here. He's supposed to be setting. Instead, he goes for a front dive to keep that ball alive. What a play. Gave Rado a chance to get a swing. Credit Charleston, though, with a tremendous triple block.
Pretty nifty bump set there by Worsley as well. Hot serve. Colton Cowell with the first touch. Tella just centers it. Cowell from the back row hits it into the twine. Hawaii trailing by 3. It's now a 4-0 run for the Golden Eagles. A lot of expectation, obviously, for Hawaii coming into this season. A 28-3 record last year. Made it to the national championship game against arch nemesis Long Beach State. They were clearly the 2 best teams in the nation last year. Here's Patapunov from the opposite position, and he's able to rip it off the block and out. Hawaii would ultimately finish ranked 2nd in the final ABCA poll. They did hold the top spot for a while, and here they are now in 2020. High expectations, the #1 ranked team in the ABCA preseason poll.
Part of the reason for that high ranking was that when they traveled to the mainland in the fall, they had some good wins over good teams.
Two-hand dig there by Humler. High ball settles to Cowell. Took a little something off and a good layout save in the back row, but miscommunication there by Charleston forces a double hit, and they gift a point to Hawaii there. That followed a good save by Bartels.
Well, Charleston plays some pretty good defense. I'm telling you, they're digging up a lot of balls, getting a lot of touches at the net and the block. Charlie Wade's going to love this, getting some back and forth, as you say, trading blows kind of competition on night #1.
Here's Humler with the serve. Pass by Sanchez, outside set, and once again drifting high with Seneca, pinballed around in return. One hand outside set to Seneca, and a dig there by Rado Patapunov. Set by Gassman, and Rado delivers. That sequence had some eye-popping moments.
Oh, it certainly did. Starting with Gassman set. Often you see middle blockers put up money sets like that. They had a pretty good celebration afterwards, too, with the old-fashioned chest bump.
And that came moments after the one-handed outside set by Villafane. You don't see that every day either.
He put up a good set. That was really fun to watch.
So we're tied for the 8th time here in set 1. Humler trying to bring the smoke. Outside set, and it is Seneca again. 4th kill on his 6th swing. He is still error-free. He has been turning on the boosters off of that floor.
You know, one of Seneca's dreams is to become a professional volleyball player. And boy, he looks like one right there. He played in the Australian under-20 national team. This past year, he was the under-23 team captain.
We got a service violation there on the side of Charleston, so we're tied yet again. And Pat Gassman back behind the line to serve. Gassman, who spent much of the offseason trying to convince Charlie Wade to let him bring the heat on the jump serve. Still sticking to the high toss jump floater more or less. A little bit heavier handed there. Roll shot by Borberger is dug up. Outside, it's Cowell off the block and out. Colton Cowell. 2.36 kills per set last year, hit 387 on the season, saved some of his best work for that national championship match when he went for a career-high 18 kills and 12 digs. Make that, I should say, the Big West Championship title match against Long Beach State.
And he also made all-tournament at the NC2A tournament.
Oh, how about that serve, Pat Gassman? There it is. So he was able to convince Charlie, allow him to bring the heat a little bit more, and he delivers right there. Hawaii leading by 2. Timeout on the floor. Welcome back. The Jack Pack record-setting season during 2019. Hawaii set or tied 11 different school records, including team kill percentage for a season, match kill percentage, match win streak, set win streak. And of course, the set win streak of 74, also an NCAA record. That is how Hawaii started the year. They seem to be, for a time, an unstoppable force. And really, it wasn't until they ran into Long Beach State in what was a series of matchups down the stretch where the Beach was able to prove that they were at least certainly in the pyramid the better team, as Pat Gassman delivers another ace in what is a flash of this now highly improved serve coming from the big fella.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that is it's always tough to serve in after a timeout because you get a little cold, you gotta warm up again, and Patrick did a nice job of keeping the ball in after the timeout. Only to miss the next one.
Yeah, just caught by that tape. Gassman bringing it.
But he likes keeping the ball in. You know why? He was once a libero, believe it or not, when he was little. He loves playing defense, so he doesn't like to miss any serves. He wants to play defense at least one turn.
Literally grew out of the libero position. Outside, Cowell took a little something off. The dig there by Jake Borberger. And we're going to have a point given to Hawaii on a lift call against Charleston. We're going to get Villafane on that one. Diego Villafane, 6'1" sophomore from Lake Mary, Florida. One of the players to watch. That is an official acknowledgement by the EIVA coming into this season.
The other one's Adriel Roberts is the other player to watch.
And here is Jakob Tella. His serve is nasty. What a pass there by Edgar Sanchez. And the block got a good piece. Gage Worsley takes on the setting responsibilities. Hits up Parapunov, who delivers.
There's just nobody else like him in the country. 6'9", senior, good jump, international experience. His heroes are the Bulgarian opposites, and he's had those heroes for a long time. He's always wanted to be like them. Now, you know what? He's starting to really be like them.
Another good serve, great pass. And the southpaw swing by Bartels, dug up over the net by Humler. Little patty cake at the net. Bartels the roll shot, and it just gets down in front of the diving attempt of both Worsley and Tella.
Roll shot. Back in a wide defense there.
So a 3-point differential. 15 serving 18. Hawaii hitting 375. How about Charleston hitting 438 and getting the block up on Rado right there? Another back set. Parapunov was drifting, however, and it tightrope walks the tape and finds its way OB.
It's set a little wide. Rado had no run up on that one at all. No approach.
And so 16 serving 18. Thoughts on Charleston? Some of the feistiness we're seeing from a team that won just 9 total matches a year ago.
Well, I asked the coach, are you going to win just one EIVA game again this year? He said, no way. We're going to win a lot more than that. This team is good.
We got a foot foul called against Roberts.
4th service error. And no aces to go along with it to balance a little bit. They're being aggressive from behind the service line, which I think they should be.
Meanwhile, Hawaii 4 service errors, but that goes along with 3 service aces. Here's Cowell. Back row set, and that is dug up. Seneca's swing will be played back, but a free chance now here for the Eagles. It's Seneca again. Raining the thunder from the back row. Hit 209 for the season last year.
Here's an interesting thought on Seneca. He's got a superstition, you know. Before the game, he ties his shoes as tight as he can make them. I don't know if he's worried about an ankle injury, but...
And that's an ace. Just smacks that sideline. And just like that, Charleston back within a digit. The look on Charlie Wade's face saying it all right now. Crowd trying to urge the home team on. Good pass there by Worsley. Tella goes back row to Cowell.
Cowell pulling. The same version of Seneca's shots, hitting it back real quick. Really no blocker. Blocker got up there, but it was way late. Cal have a field day with that.
And so here is James Anastasiadis in and back to serve. Appeared in 30 matches last year, primarily as a serving specialist. Also played some opposite, though, including a season-high 7 kills against Lincoln Memorial. And here he is on the serve once again. The block is up, and the roof from Pat Gaspin right next to Philip Humle. One of many you would imagine to come here for the big fella Pat Gaspin, who was second in the nation last year in blocks per set.
And called Blocker of the Year by Off the Block magazine.
21 serving 18. Middle set, and that one hit into the twine by Sneed. So a little breathing room here for the Warriors. Up by 4 in set number 1. Season opener here in 2020, and that will bring about a timeout from Mike Iandolo and the Golden Eagles. We'll take a break as well. Welcome back. Series Record is sponsored by Aqua Aston Hospitality. This is the first ever meeting between these two programs. The Charleston Golden Eagles coming in out of the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. They have revamped the roster under their head coach, Mike Iandolo, just 32 years of age. He has brought in 10 new players to the roster, and he feels like they fit a little bit more of what his vision for this program is. And they have certainly tested the #1 team in the country in this opening set, and the quality timeout there by Iandolo as Anastasiadis goes out with the serve. Hawaii hitting 300, Charleston hitting 300.
Dead even offensively, to be sure. Hawaii with 3 aces, though. 2 of them by Pat Gaspin, 1 by Philip Humle.
Service error, that is the 5th for Charleston. Hawaii lost to Long Beach State last year in the national championship, which was played at the Pyramid, mind you. 3rd appearance in the title match for the UH. All the records that they set a year ago. That one is swiped wide by Sneed. But still, obviously, some work to do in terms of incorporating new pieces, right? They lost All-Americans, Stein von Tilburg and Joe Worsley, plus Dalton Solbrig, who was a starter in the middle, and Brett Rosenmeyer, who was a part-time starter and one of the key reserves, at the very least, for Hawaii at the outside hitter position. Good dig there by Worsley on the Vorberger swing. Backside set, and it is Parapunov putting a punishment on it on Aloha Ball in set number 1. And the Rainbow Warriors take the first after putting up with quite a battle from the Golden Eagles. Hawaii wins it 25-19. They'll swap sides. And the Warriors off to a winning start in the first frame of 2020.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on Spectrum Sports is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back. Well, Hawaii won 25-19, but C-Mac, the first thing you said in the break was it was closer than the score. Thankfully for the Warriors, Pat Gaspin and Colton Cowell were able to lead the way.
So, Gaspin, perfect from the hitting way. He's got 3 kills, no errors, and he's got 2 aces. And he got in on at least 1 block as well. Colton Cowell, he's got 4 kills, only 1 error in 8 tries. And he's getting his kills all different ways. That time he wipes off the end blocker's hands. The other times he goes, splits the block right there. There's just so many ways he can get his kills. This one here hits out of the back row quick. His leaping ability is certainly helping him a lot in his attacking skills, to be sure.
Yeah, hitting 375, bit of a novel number was the fact that Rado Parapunov really, until that last kill, was flatlining it.
Yeah, he used 3 kills, 3 errors, and clearly not off to a great start, but that last kill sure looked all-American-ish.
All right, so we've seen the Warriors play one set. This is a long season here. It's January 3rd. But your thoughts on what we saw here to start this season?
Well, I watched them at practice yesterday as well, so I've seen a little bit more. I really like them. I think they've got great chemistry. They've got lots of upside potential. I mean, it clearly did not. Imagine if Rado had gone his normal 400 and had 4 or 5 kills there, the score would have been much different. But if Rado is having a little bit of an off night, the match can be closer unless the other guys pick up the steam, and that's where Cowell and Gassman came in handy.
Catch the greatest plays, biggest blocks, and schedule info by following Spec Sports High on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Well, it appears we already have an early casualty here in 2020. That's our net cam. Seems to be just kind of laying there upside down here at the moment. There we go. This is what we see from the net cam right now. So it's more of a dome cam at this moment in time. I'm not sure if that'll be incorporated into the replay system here this evening. And the first serve from Adriel Roberts goes wide for Charleston, Hawaii, with the opening point of set number 2. And Colton Cowell will retreat back to serve out of King Kekaulike High School. There's a Big West Conference All-Tourney selection last year, as you mentioned. Strong performance, particularly down the stretch a season ago. Set goes middle, and that was Sneed just sort of hanging there, waiting for the set to get to the spot, and he was able to finish the deal.
Great pass, too, because Colton Cowell put up a great serve. And the pass was up there about the 7 or 8 foot line, and I love the way Villafane fired it to his middle. Keep Hawaii's middle blockers honest.
And here is Villafane. Sliding pass there by Gage Worsley. Set goes to Humler, and he tools the block for another whole point. We talk about some of the new faces and the big shoes that have to be filled. Philip Humler, he is looking to take over in the absence of really one of the best to ever wear the Hawaii uniform in Stein von Tilburg.
Four-time All-American. How do you do that? I tell you, I love the way Philip's been playing in the fall. And then I watched him in practice yesterday. He looked sharp in practice yesterday. Especially good on defense. Watch him digging a lot of balls. Hawaii, in fact, on defense, that's been the difference tonight. Hawaii had 10 digs to 3 after the first set. That's significant.
And remember, he is only a sophomore, and I think part of what made Stein so great was even as an underclassman, and Charlie Wade said this as well, he was just so clever and so sly with it. That's perhaps a part of the game that Philip will develop as we move forward, as Bartels bounces that one off the Terraplex but misses the floor wide, and Hawaii out to a 4-1 advantage here in the second.
Boy, he had an open line shot, did not miss by much. I think Mike Iandola was not that displeased by the shot. It was very, very close to being in.
Here is Guilherme Voss, wearing number 12, normally wears number 21, or at least that's the plan. As Bartels puts it down, we have a few number changes on the Hawaii side, and that's because, and doesn't this sound familiar to what we saw at the beginning of the Rainbow Wahine volleyball season? The new unis haven't gotten in yet.
Yes, right now they're wearing last year's unis.
2 serving 4. Hard to ship during the holidays, you know that. The touch by Rado, and he's able to get a piece of that block. So Hawaii up 5-2. What was the area, or what were the areas you think Rado Parapunov could still aspire for improvement here going into this season?
Good question. I think he would definitely tell you that he'd love to get better on defense in the back row. He'd love to continue to have work on his block.
And that one put down. Everybody able to block Max Seneca right now. 6 kills on 9 swings.
He is on fire. Wow. Young man from Australia. Only 6'2", senior.
International flavor on both rosters, as tends to be the case in this sport of men's intercollegiate volleyball.
Tell you what, the way Seneca is playing right now, he should be a player to watch in the EIVA.
That's a good call there.
He's got 6 kills, no errors, hitting .667.
Again, the service error into the net. It looks as though the Golden Eagles at times are maybe efforting a little too much. Maybe they're rearing back just a hair too much there from the service line.
Yeah, you know, the other thing is they're hitting too many into the net, not even making Hawaii make a choice as to whether to receive the ball or not.
There. Good blasty blast right there, and it results in an ace. That's the 4th ace of the evening here for the Warriors.
Say, Phillip has got quite the arm, I'm telling you. Remember, he was the backup for Rado last year and also played on the left side. This year, obviously, Rado's playing on the right, and Phillip is playing on the left, taking Stein's spot and doing a good job of it so far. How about that serve as well?
Heater.
68 miles an hour.
Seneca, the touch, misses wide, and no touch by the block. And so for Max Seneca, his first hitting error of the match, and it's an unforced one. And that will spark a decision for a timeout from Mike Iandolo. Charleston trailing by a handful here in set number 2. Welcome back. Check this out. You may not have seen this in real time, but look at Jakob Tella near the pin there on this touch shot by Seneca, pulling his right hand back. You don't often see that, C-Mac.
Yeah, it's a real instinctual move. It's very, very rare that blockers will be that savvy enough to pull that hand out and not get tooled. Impressive play by Tella.
Yeah, ended up being an out ball. Seneca's first hitting error of the match. Make it now 2 hitting errors because Pat Gassman and company were putting up the wall.
3 blockers up. Gassman got most of it. The Rainbow Warriors pick up block number 2.
2 blocks for that guy. All smiles, Pat Gassman. He's a senior for this roster. How time flies, right? Flying in was Vorberger, got blocked back though. Now he'll just swipe it across. Chance for Hawaii. High ball outside. Cowell with a laser beam. Net violation called against Charleston. Either way, a slice at point for the Warriors, and Cowell earning some oohs and ahs from the crowd. I mean, even in slow motion.
Kind of a little wrist away shot inside the 3-meter line. Cowell continues to come up with a full range of shots.
10 serving 3 now here in set 2. Humler. That one had smoke tailing off of it, and a free ball coming here for the Warriors. Tella on the second touch. Make it 6 straight points for Hawaii. And a flash of what Jakob Tella at 6'6" with the southpaw swing can do.
I love the way Charlie's given him the green light to do this. I think it's have a left-handed 6'6" setter on close passes to the net when he's front row. Why not be an extra hitter?
11 serving 3. Humler, quite the service run here. That one tickled the tape. Good effort there by Seneca just to center it. Chance again for Hawaii on the free ball. Tella, jump serve. Cowell tried to think it back, was blocked. Charleston scrambling, though, just to get it in transition. Seneca from off the net, the swing. High hands, block out a piece. Tella, backside, it's Rado. And Hawaii showing some rhythm in transition, and Jakob Tella spreading the sets all over the floor.
Good look at the Hawaii bench. Anxious to play. They're hoping to get to play tonight or tomorrow night. But Rado hits the ball so hard. You know, sometimes he's not really aiming anywhere. He just wants to hit it hard and off the block, and he usually has pretty good luck getting the kill.
UH fans, select your exact seat locations when purchasing individual game tickets at hawaiiathletics.com. Click on the tickets button to print your tickets. Avoid the lines by going online. 12 serving 3. Humler, that one just long. And that ends a marathon run at the service line for Philip Humler. 7 serves. And he has allowed this Hawaii lead to bulge out to 12-4. And he hears the ovation from the fans.
Got a little smile out of him, too. The fans appreciated that turn he had behind the service line.
Warburger for Charleston, and it's Hundler laying out for the first pass. Back bump set by Tella, but Rado hit it into the net.
Warburger, who's back to serve now, he's the one who wanted to come to UH one time. He's being recruited by Charlie Wayne. And ended up choosing Charleston because he thought he could get on the court sooner. And sure enough, he did. He learned a starting spot as a freshman.
Had to make a move, though, right? He went from middle blocker by nature to opposite hitter. But as you said, he is on the floor, and a more fortuitous ricochet there off the top of the tape for Lachlan Bray. 6'5" sophomore, another Australian. He is the returning team leader in kill average. Played just 43 sets, but 2.93 kills per set a year ago.
He's a happy guy. He loved getting that kill. Actually, he loves playing because he was expecting to start. He's one of the co-captains, actually.
Yeah, fiery fellow, from what head coach Mike Iandolo tells us. And a taste for adventure.
Yeah, he says his favorite thing in the media guide was his favorite thing he ever did to show courage was cage diving with sharks.
He's a better man than I. 13 serving 6, blasted by Gassman. Middle set and hanging in the air was Roberts, blocked in roof. Guilherme Voss was in the middle of the action there. Serving 6, another high toss by Gassman, and that one just misses the floor wide. There was a bit of a tug of war with Gassman and Charlie Wade as Pat was working on that heater jump serve. And Charlie Wade was saying, hey, look, we need you to get him in. You're not getting him in at a high enough clip. We want you to keep doing the float serves. But it seems as though Pat Gassman has, won him over.
Yeah, and
wow.
There you go.
The swing on 2.
There's the extra attacker in the front row. 6'6" lefty going up and he's banging away.
And Hawaii gets the 15 first again in the second. Welcome back. Let's check out the first Hawaiian Bank top 3. We're looking at NCAA single season hitting percentages. And Hawaii last year setting the mark 435, the all-time record. UCLA in 93 previously held the mark at 420. And how about Long Beach State also from last year in the number 3 position? That's how prolific those two squads were. And there you see in your screen, that was the former Kelly Majum of Rainbow Wahine softball legacy. Swing there on the serve by Tella, and well, Tella was able to pound it home on 2 prior to that timeout, and that was a little bit more of the traditional put down on the second touch by Diego Villafane. Right back at him. 8 serving 15 here in set number 2. Here is Brandon Ravello, 5'9" sophomore. Transfer from Coker. In and back to serve for Charleston. Tella sets Cowell on the delay middle set, but waiting for him was Sneed, and he denies access. That was mano a mano on the mountaintop.
Wow, this is some kind of block. He knew Colton was coming out of the back row, timed it perfectly, penetrated over the net. You know, his sister played volleyball at Virginia Commonwealth University, still holds the career blocking record there.
It runs in the family. That one comes over the net on 2, so Charleston in transition, and Bray taking a little something off there, is able to find the floor, and Charleston back within a handful.
A bit of a late block out there. Nice little wrist away shot to the 3-meter line by Bray.
Charleston hitting 133 compared to 455 for Hawaii in this second set. And service error will give Hawaii a 6-point advantage. Hawaii 32-9 all-time in season openers, 8-2 under Charlie Wade. They have won their last 6 straight season openers, trying to see if they can improve that number as that serve misses just wide from Colton Cowell.
Serving out is becoming contagious now. That's Hawaii's 9th service ball out. They've had 4 aces to go along with it, but Charlie Wade at practice yesterday was really emphasizing the importance of serving in, serving smart, and he actually was a little ticked off that they were serving so many balls out. In fact, who was serving out was the A side. They played 6 games that I saw. B side won 5 of the 6 games. And Charlie said, oh, the main reason was because the A side was not keeping the ball in play.
Here's Anastasia.
Hard to score points now from serve out. Did you know that?
That's what I hear. It's easy to score points when the ball doesn't get returned to your side after the serve, as Anastasiadis has proven.
Another man born in Cyprus, speaks fluent Greek, breaks into his Greek anytime he feels like with Milan Zarkovic, the assistant coach. Those two could go off in their own little corner and start talking their own little world. Of course, Milan speaks about 6 languages.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Another good serve by Anastasiadis.
Swing by Vorberger, blocked back. Good cover there by Sanchez. On the other side, it's Bray, and he got a touch. So 12 serving 18 here in set number 2. Yeah, it was a pretty active and eventful summer for the likes of Milan Zarkovic, who was coaching Colton Cowell and several other players with University of Hawaii ties in the Pan Am Cup this past summer.
I think he really enjoyed that. I know the USA coaching staff loved having him in Anaheim, working out everybody.
That was a smash by Pat Gassman. He is just unleashing here in this season opener.
He picks up kill number 4, yet to make an error. That's the kind of a set right there we saw Joe Worsley throw up all the time. Long, what they call it, like a long 31.
Here's Brett Sheward, 6'2", redshirt frosh from Newport Beach, California, redshirted a year ago. He is back to serve, and also into the match, Dimitrios Muklias. Block out a piece there for Hawaii, and then put down oh so gently by that Warrior block. So things starting to get away from Mike Iandolo and the Charleston Golden Eagles here in set number 2. Sheward with the serve. Pass by Sanchez on the money. Vorberger dug up back over the net. Vorberger a second time. Tried to squeeze it past Hummler. Wasn't able to do so. So the lead has ballooned to 9.
Yeah, that's set a little low and inside. Tough for Vorberger to get a handle on the ball.
Hawaii hitting 500 here in this second frame. They've been doing it defensively here in set number 2 as well. Gassman got the first, unable to get a finger on that second swing though by Ismail Sneed.
Nice set from Villafane there. Feeding Sneed. Sneed gets up, he's another jumper. He gets up, he touches like 11-6. So Villafane loves to feed him in the middle.
Serve hasn't quite been on point though for Sneed as he goes again out with his service attempt. 22 serving 13 here in the second. You're starting to see some of those numbers though, these players and what they can touch. We were talking about Guilherme Voss for Hawaii touching 11-10 and a half, and I mean we're not far away from just seeing guys touching 12 all over the place.
Yeah.
This guy got some boosters. Seneca, he's been quiet here as of late. That is his 7th kill. He's hitting 357, so easily doing the most damage of any of the Golden Eagles offensively. Hawaii offensively a little bit more spread out. 6 kills for Parapunov, 5 for Cowell. Gassman is 4 for 4. And how about a pair of put downs by Jakob Tella, the setter? Backside set. And that's Muklias tooling the block. A 6'6" Frosch from Greece. Has competed with the Greek national team system for a multitude of years. His father Nicholas coached the Greek senior national team, so he comes from good volleyball stock, no doubt. Recruited by USC, UCLA, Loyola, and Lewis. That's an impressive bunch of schools that wanted him. And Charlie Wade won the recruiting battle. Yeah, Charlie Wade likes him a lot. 23 serving 14. Outside set, it is Seneca blocked, but it goes out. And they get 8 kills for Max Seneca, who's put together a strong performance.
These would have been impressive tonight, I'll tell you. All kinds of ways he's getting kills. 7 kills, he's hitting 357.
Serve tickles the tape. Good pass there by Worsley. Backside set. Muklias tried to go line, but he misses wide. And so another point for Charleston. Take a look at Charlie Wade in his 11th season now atop the program. He's led the Warriors to 3 NCAA tournament appearances in the last 5 years, 6 overall. And they just seem to now have it rolling on all cylinders. Cowell, he's rolling on all cylinders. That is kill number 6 for him, hitting around 300.
You know what's interesting about Colton's journey is that he started out as a really good high school player, 3-time MIL Player of the Year. He graduates to college, doesn't play much in the beginning of his career in Hawaii. Then he starts playing some beach, gets pretty good there, playing with Rosenmeyer. And this last summer, he actually led USA in kills in one of the tournaments. Just amazing.
Well, how about that serve? Pretty amazing there from Dimitrios Muklias. Hawaii ends set 2 on an ace. They win it 25-16, and they'll have a chance on opening night to crack open the broom closet here at the SSC. Welcome back. Let's take a look at tonight's McDonald's match statistics. Hawaii dominating in the kill percentage area, and they are up 2-0 on the scoreboard as well.
You know, the other area which is really impressive is blocking, doubling up 4-2, and how about the digs? 15-4. Hawaii playing some great back row defense. And you see the aces, the errors, 8 errors, too many for Charlie's liking, but the 11 errors by Charleston, way too many for Mike Iandolo's liking. They need to keep more of those balls in if they're going to score against Hawaii.
All right, well, let's talk about some of the things that you liked from Hawaii's side of the net through the first 2 sets. Some of the areas you think they left a little bit of room for improvement, perhaps.
Absolutely. Well, I like the block. The block looked really sharp. I like Gassman obviously got off to a good start. So Tella is communicating well and connecting well with both Gassman and Voss in the middle. Colton Cowell hasn't missed a step. That's nice to see. He's playing well on the outside, and he's hitting those back row quick. So what's interesting is Hawaii's winning convincingly 2-0, and the great All-American Parapunov not having a great night.
Well, at least by his standards.
Yeah, 6 kills. He's in $182. That's not like Rado at all.
I mean, the guy who averaged over 4 kills per set a year ago hit 420 on the season.
Yeah.
I mean, just absurd, some of the numbers that Rado put together. So you could look at that as actually a point of encouragement, right? I mean, this isn't necessarily Rado's best stuff that we've seen yet tonight, and yet Hawaii still up 2-0 on a team that I think we're in agreement has some quality parts to it at the very least.
Exactly. How about Philip Humler? He's leading the team right now with 5 digs.
Well, get in the game with on-demand highlights of University of Hawaii sporting events. Spectrum subscribers have exclusive access to Spectrum Sports Enhanced Channels 13 and 1013. Hey, there's a familiar face.
Sony Open participant, I hear.
That's right. Parker McLaughlin, the son of my man right here, Chris McLaughlin. He's here with his family. But like a really, really good-looking family, too. It's just, it must be a McLaughlin thing.
On the mom's side.
Well, we are now in set number 3 as Jakob Tella forces the overpass. Middle set goes to Voss. Dug up straight up in the air. Will be chased down, and a free chance coming here for the Warriors. Tella jump set, goes backside. The Parapunov hammers it off the block and out. Net violation called against the Golden Eagles. And so Hawaii strikes first here in the third.
Rado hits the ball so hard. If he hits it high enough and doesn't hit down into the block, it just hits high hands, it is not going to be blocked straight down, I'll tell you that. It's going to go far away.
James Anastasiadis on the floor here to start set number 3. Looks like he takes on Philip Humler's spot. Outside, that's Vorberger off the block. Diving attempt there by Gage Worsley. Comes up empty. Worsley, the 6'1" junior from Moraga, California, younger brother of Joe. And how good was Worsley last year? The Eric Shoji Award winner a season ago, given to the best libero, was a first-team AVCA All-American. And he brings the energy, too. It's not just the substance. It's also some of the intangible stuff that he does. Puts that pass on the money. Backside set, it's Cowell through the block. Popped up with one hand there. Falling to the ground was Bartels. Vorberger blocked back. Second crack at it. Off the block and down. So a good job by Charleston staying with it there. And they lead 2-1.
That rally was more like how they played in the first set. All the way up to about 20 or 19. Scrappier, lengthening the rally, patient, and then taking a good hard swing in the last terminating shot.
Flora Vipers doing their deed. It is now 2 serving 1. And Martin Bartels, the southpaw with the serve. Pass by Anastasiadis. Tella goes high ball to Rado on the outside. Block got a good chunk there. In the middle, it's set to Roberts, and he kind of paintbrushes it down. But Charleston, just like in set 1, some early positive momentum. They lead 3-1. Golden Eagles preseason pick to finish 7th out of 8 participants in the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association poll. Defending EIVA champ Princeton once again to fade. The Tigers in the national rankings, as a matter of fact. Number 10, program best in the AVCA preseason poll as Colton Cowell lets out a roar following another violent crack at it.
We're going to see another Ivy League team next week in Harvard. A 3-night affair.
That's right.
They're always good. They're very competitive.
Always disciplined, right? Those Ivy League programs. The roll shot there by Cowell. Block got a good piece on that swing by Roberts outside. It's Anastasiadis, and it's good to see the primary serving specialist get a chance to do his thing out on the pin.
And you can tell how happy the guys were on the court that James got his first kill of the night. The guys on the bench were even happier. Those are the B-side guys he usually plays with. They were all high-fiving each other and happy as could be. One of the most popular guys on the team.
Yeah, really outgoing personality. The team has done some bouncing around to different neighbor islands. And Anastasiadis has been one of those guys who has been at the forefront of mixing with the kids who are on site and taking the microphone and being the PA announcer. And he really takes to some of the community outreach and events that Charlie Wade's program has conducted.
Charismatic is a word I think you can use to describe James Anastasiadis.
Agreed. Cowell sets up Rado, who plugs it through a triple block and down and then stares down the rest of the Warriors.
You gotta love Rado's celebrations. Most people would run over to their friends and high five or bump or something. Instead, he just slowly goes over, gets the celebration going, and then he joins the celebration.
Parapunov now with 8 kills, hitting .267. Backside is Vorberger, and Tella unable to handle that one.
Vorberger, the almost UH commit, 3rd kill.
Also on the floor now for Hawaii, Max Rosenfeld, 6'7" sophomore from New Lenox, Illinois. So he's playing in the middle position in place of Pat Gassman. 5 serving 4 here. Vorberger with the serve into the twine. That's been a bit of a bugaboo for Charleston. 12th service error, and they have come at very inopportune times. They've broken up momentum. They've been run killers. And the look says it all there for Mike Iandolo.
I remember watching him when he played for the youth national team and junior national teams. He was a teammate of my son's.
Yeah, speaking of McLaughlin offspring, Iandolo, a former teammate of Spencer.
Yeah. They played together a couple of summers and know each other well.
Just 32 years of age.
Iandolo's got a little 2-year-old at home. I said, so how do you stay in touch? He said, I FaceTimed him 3 times today. He says, I want to be a good dad.
Says that one of the words that his son is trying to learn right now is aloha.
Yeah.
Seneca swooping in and got it down past the diving attempt of Brado Panapuno. So teams trading blows here in the third.
You gotta love players like Seneca there who gets away with that one. Ball in the air a long time. Should have probably been dug. And Seneca smiling after the play and knowing he kind of maybe got away with one a little bit there, but what a match he's had so far.
Yeah, leads everybody with 9 kills. Alas, another service error, number 13 for the Golden Eagles. So these teams will run it back tomorrow. Conoho action at 7 p.m. here at the Stan Sheriff Center. And then next week, the Raising Cane's Rainbow Warrior Classic, January 9th, 10th, and 11th. Hawaii will play Emmanuel, Harvard, and Grand Canyon in succession. Oh, the lefty swing there by Sneed, popped up by Tella, so Worsley has to back bump, set it to Panapunov, who gets it into that deep corner, got a piece as well.
You know, a lot of players will take a more conservative approach and just keep that ball in play. A broken play like that on the 10-foot line, not Rado, not Cowell. Those guys hammer away all the time. You gotta love it.
So 8 serving 6. Anastasiadis with the high toss. Martell's the swing, blocked en route. Max Rosenfeld saying Played in 12 sets last season. Had 10 blocks on the year. A red shirt back in 2018, but he got a good stuff right there on that occasion.
I have a feeling his parents, Mark and Michelle of New Lenox, Illinois, might be staying up late tonight watching this telecast.
So 9 serving 6. Here it comes from Anastasiadis. Tight to the net, and the missed dump shot attempt there by Diego Villafane. Spectrum OC16 is kicking off 2020 with ILH basketball. Tune in Tuesday at 4:45 p.m. as Punahou takes on Kamehameha in girls basketball, followed by Marino versus Kamehameha in boys basketball, only on Spectrum OC16. Hawaii 5-4, timeout Charleston. Welcome back. Time now for the Akamai Roofing Report. 5 total team blocks for the home team Warriors here tonight. And it was an area that was so good last year.
Definitely was one of the things that set them apart from the rest of the teams in the country. It looks like they're going to be just as good at the net as they were last year.
Outside Hartels bringing a little extra sauce on that swing.
Hartels flat-lining it there, same number of errors as kills. That one looked really sharp. He turned away from his body there and hit it wrist away down the line with heat.
So back to serve here is Ismail Sneed. Into the net it goes. He has racked up the service errors. It's just not calibrated right now for Sneed.
That's his 3rd error, the team's 14th error.
Compared to to just 1 ace. Meanwhile, Hawaii 9 service errors and 6 aces. That's a ratio that you'll take a lot more frequently.
Yeah.
Middle set, Roberts blocked back. They go back to Roberts in the middle. Diving save there by Parapunov. High ball set, Cowell. And Colton delivers on his 8th kill of the evening. What did we settle on last year? The Haleakala Hammer? Was that the one that resonated the most?
Maui Masher.
There were a few candidates.
By the way, he's great in the classroom as well.
Wait, that serve by Rosenfeld. That thing fell off a table and pinged that end line. Wow.
Is that the first ace of his career?
He had 1 ace last season.
He had 1, okay.
So he's doubled it here on the opening night of 2020. Tickles the tape there. Bartel's blocked back. The quick swing by Roberts and good springy ad-lib there by Adriel Roberts. Another guy that touches 11-6. All EIVA honorable mention a year ago.
Working on his master's in business administration as a senior. An official grad student.
Here's Villafane. Pass by Cowell. He gets the set back and then tries to tool the block and finally able to do so. Roberts thought maybe it hit the sideline. Quickly, the officials disagree. We have not seen a challenge yet in this match, which is something of interest.
Sign of good officiating.
That's right.
I think that's they would tell you.
And that's that. I mean, I think that's the only way you can read into it, right? No disagreements. Serve there by Tella. And Bray able to get the point for Charleston.
I think you'd probably agree with me that one of the phases of Hawaii's game that's mid-season like right now is their serving. They go back and serve aggressively. They've got 7 aces. And this is not a poor passing team. This is a good ball control team, Charleston is. But Hawaii's had their way from behind the service line.
Colton Cowell with the first touch, and then Guilherme Voss is blocked back. It was Roberts getting his paws on it. We saw that service reception by Colton Cowell, and that was an area where he was just excellent last year. Led the team with a .959 reception percentage. And remember, I mean, that's where he was going to make his impact in this program. He entered this program looking to compete at libero.
Right.
And here he is now as one of the top outside hitters in the country. That one hits the pin, so Hawaii gets the point. They get to 15 first. Timeout on the floor. Warriors by a handful in set 3. Welcome back. Let's go inside the numbers presented by Heineken. 34 is the number. That's the number of weeks Hawaii has been ranked number 1 in the ABCA Top 15 poll. Multiple weeks last season and starting out the year as the preseason number 1. It is the 4th time that Hawaii has been number 1 in the first poll released in a season, but the preseason poll for the ABCA has only been in existence since 2007. So by that measure, it is officially the first time ever that Hawaii has been number 1 in the preseason poll. Warburger gets the kill for Charleston. So the Golden Eagles, not by any stretch out of this thing. They're within 4 here, trying to fend off a sweep.
I'll tell you, one of the areas they've improved in is their offense. We're hitting at a 353 clip, even in this particular set, whereas the last 2 sets, 227, 167. They somehow have found the magic in the offensive area, except not finding any magic in the serving area. That's service error number 16 on the night.
I mean, that will obviously be part of the conversation here, and part of the thought process for Mike Iandolo and company is, all right, how do we approach the service line when we run this thing back tomorrow night? because you take away half of those service errors, we might be talking about a match that has a bit of a different complexion, especially with how competitive that opening set was.
Exactly. And again, where are the serves, where are the errors coming? Most of them are into the net where Hawaii doesn't have to make a decision. If they've served the ball longer, maybe tried to serve Hawaii deep rather than short, maybe Hawaii would have to make some decisions on whether the balls be in or out.
Serving 16. Worsley with the first touch. Bump set by Tella to Anastasiadis against a triple block. Got a piece. That was a heck of a transition sequence there for the Warriors. 2 kills on 2 attempts.
Great swing.
James Anastasiadis.
It's a bump set, tough play. Again, 3 blockers up. He just goes high hands, gets a touch. Smart play by Anastasiadis.
We got a couple of substitutes coming in for Hawaii into the match. For Jakob Tella, his reserve setter, Jackson Van Ekeren. He is back behind the line to serve. And into the front row for the second time in this match, Dimitrios Muklias. Oh, no blockers up. And Ismail Sneed gobble up the opportunity. Some heavy liftoff for the freshman from Austin, Texas there.
And once again, the offense looking much sharper here in the third set. Maybe they're getting used to each other a little more, getting used to the arena.
Yeah, they're now at .421 hitting percentage in this third frame. Van Ekeren sends it out to Muklias off the block. Played back by Charleston. They go outside. It's Bray blocked back but out. And that's another point for Charleston. Charlie trying to give some of the reserves some run.
A lot of players seeing action tonight. 13 altogether so far.
Worsley sticking that pass. And the set into the middle. Rosenfeld couldn't put it down. So free chance coming again for Hawaii. They go back row. Cowell almost throws it across. But it's played up by Vorberger. Here's the dig by Worsley. Van Ekeren bumps at Cowell from the back row.
Colton Cowell, another fearless attack. Goes up, bump set. Gets it on like the 10-foot line and just rips away against the 3-man block. Fearless swing.
Double figures for Colton Cowell. 10 kills, hitting .444 here to start 2020. Overpass. Joust at the net. It'll be pinballed around on Hawaii's side. Muklias able to ad-lib and get the kill off the block. He was named the best scorer at the U19 Euro Championship in both 2017 and 2018. We saw a bit of a reason why right there. The improv still able to make it work.
Yeah, it really helps having international experience. Certainly Muklias and Voss bring that to the table along with Tella.
Off the block, good chase down there by Anastasiadis. Muklias 2 hands it over. And Sneed tried to catch him napping. But got denied by the tape. So Hawaii up 20-14. Visit the new Spectrum store at Pearl Highland Center above Sam's Club. Learn about Spectrum Mobile and get the best devices, latest technology, and coolest accessories. The store is open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. Sundays, 10 to 6. These last few sequences seem to have gotten the crowd worked up a little bit. That will also add to it. Anastasiadis with a filthy service ace.
What would you call that pitch that breaks away at the last second? It's not a curve, it's not a slider.
I don't know
Spitball.
Yeah, that might be one that gets the umpire more suspicious than anything else. That was wicked. He wanted to go for the back-to-backer there, but into the net it goes. Anastasiadis, now a senior. He has gone through quite a transformation physically, among other things, throughout his career. He's found a role with this national championship contender. Perfect pass by Cowell. Van Ekeren backside. Muklias off the block and out.
Well, I knew this team was deep. I didn't know they were this deep. Pretty much everybody that's come in and subbed in has played well. Anastasiadis, Muklias, Van Ekeren.
Miller outside.
Muklios already with 4 kills on just 6 swings. Evan Johnson now getting some run, outside hitter for Hawaii. Redshirt freshman from Thousand Oaks, California. That one sent long by Seneca. No touch up front. And a point for the Warriors. Evan Johnson out of Westlake Village High School. Same high school that produced former University of Hawaii setter Jennings Franciscovich. Just able to avoid the touch there. 23 serving 15. And that one goes long. The value of being able to get some of these reserves some run on opening night like this.
You just got to give the team, everybody that's played, a lot of confidence. There's so much to be said for when you get a lot of players in as well, just into the game. It adds to the team camaraderie and chemistry.
There's Muklias. Cross court, good up there by the setter Villafane. Bad second touch, though, and it results in a free chance for Hawaii. Van Ekeren goes middle. Voss mistimed it a little bit and still got it down. Just put it where no Golden Eagles were. And they will rise here at the SSC as Hawaii will serve for the match, looking to extend a home winning streak that is currently standing at 17 matches dating back to the 2018 season. We went 16-0 in this building last year. Muklias with the serve. It's a good one, forces the overpass. Van Ekeren has choices, goes middle to Voss. And that's how it comes to a close. The Warriors win on opening night. A Kahi'elua aloha. And they get off to a 1-0 start as the #1 ranked team in the nation.
Impressive finish there. Van Ekeren to Voss. Nice little transition play. Impressive outing by everyone who played. And impressive outing by that guy right there, Charlie Wade. He's got to be happy with how his boys played tonight.
25, 19, 16, and 16. Hawaii ends up hitting 450 for the match, 542 in set number 3. And a whole fleet of members of this roster saw some action and contributed as well. Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. For the Charleston Golden Eagles, Max Seneca was tough to stop. 9 kills. He hit .333 with a block and a dig. And the Maui boy, Colton Cowell, 10 kills, hit .444 with a block and 2 digs. Colton Cowell, the only player in double figures for this Hawaii team, but 8 players getting their stats under the kill column here for Hawaii in what was a match that everybody got to feel somewhat involved. How important is that with this Rainbow Warrior squad starting things off in victorious fashion?
You know, I think it says a lot about the distribution of the sets. So the setters that were in there really did a nice job of moving the ball around and making it hard for the other teams to figure out where's the next set going, because these setters will go to anybody. No reliance on any one player. Even Colton Cowell, he got 10 kills, but he wasn't the guy that was the go-to guy all the time.
Well, there's now 18 straight home match wins for Hawaii. 7th straight season opening victory for this guy right here, Charlie Wade, who's with Scott Robbins.
Coach, congratulations. Nice start to the season. What were some of the things you wanted to see tonight, and what were some of the things you saw that you liked and didn't?
I liked we got more efficient in the second set. You know, that's something like when we're efficient and minimize the errors, we're going to be pretty good. First set I thought was a little loose, and then much better from there forward.
You're replacing an All-American at setter. Your thoughts on the way Tella played?
He's good. You know, he's certainly different. And we've told him, you know, you don't need to try to be Joe, but you just need to be the best version of yourself. And we got both the other setters in, too. They're pretty good also. So I think we're okay at that spot.
You know, you've always said it's not depth unless you use it. We got to see a lot of guys tonight.
Yeah, and there's more to come. You know, like I said, we've got 5 middles that can play, 3 setters, 3 liberos, 3 opposites. We got a bunch of guys on the left, so it's just hard, in this short time to get that many guys in there. But, nice to get some guys in and nice to see them respond well and play at a high level.
Congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Aloha.
Guys.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, it is going to be a bit of a different vibe, right? No Joe, no Stein. Dalton Solbrig, Brett Rosenmeyer also saying goodbye at the end of last season. But there is an essence here. There is now a bit of continuity here. And we saw that with some of the strong contributions from fresh faces on opening night. And that's got to be encouraging.
14 players into the game. Set distribution, phenomenal. Everybody getting in on the act. Colton Cowell with 10, but Parapunov with 9. Muklias with 4, just the freshman from Greece. Patrick Gassman, 4 kills in only 2 sets. Voss with 3. You look around and everybody got in on the action, had some fun, and the team was played pretty error-free volleyball. Only 9 hitting errors all night long. Hitting, as you said, 450. It's a monster number. If they could do that every night, they wouldn't lose a set the rest of the year. But 5 blocks. Not really. They didn't have much blocking after the second set, so. But just a very impressive outing by everyone. If Charlie Wade can get 14 guys into the game tomorrow night as well, I think we'll continue to see strong development of the bench and continued depth by this University of Hawaii 2020 team.
Well, it is now selfie time here post-match at the SSC. The #1 team in the country. 1-0 to start 2020. That's it for us. Don't forget about the post-game show. The Corner Crew will break things down. But for now, for Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Until next time, everybody, aloha from the Stan Sheriff Center.
Highlights of the opening night, Hawaii and Charleston. We start off with the All-American in the middle, Patrick Gassman. Only played the first couple of sets, but he left his mark. 4 kills on 4 swings for the Gassman. A couple of service aces, and he was in on 3 of Hawaii's 5 total blocks. So serving was something that carried Hawaii a season ago and continued here in the opening match as the Rainbow Warriors collected 8 service aces, 2 by Anastasianis, a couple by Gassman, Humbler with a couple as well. And how about Colton Cowell, the pride of Makawao, the All-American, back again here for his senior season, powering balls left and right, had a team-high 10 kills on the night, hit 444 for the match, and he even had a block assist as Hawaii makes quick work of Charleston.
This is the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Hi, everybody. Glad you could join us here on this Friday night season opener. Hawaii takes care of business against Charleston the way we thought they would. And I thought it was fun, though, tonight because Hawaii did get pushed a little bit in that opening set. But after that, you could see Hawaii was just better. And we got a chance to see a lot of guys.
Well, 13 players contributing tonight. Lots of players, new faces. And just a whole new system, if you will. This Charleston team did a lot better, actually, than I thought, doing our homework and looking at the paperwork. But Hawaii, a little rough start, but they continue to get better and better as the match progressed.
Yeah, there's definitely still room for Hawaii to improve. I mean, this is the #1 ranked team in the country, so it's hard to nitpick at things that they have to improve on. But I think there is a lot of things. One of the things that I noticed immediately is the off-blocking plays. There was a lot of times where the block did a nice job of touching balls, but the off-blockers just weren't in great positions. They have to do a better job if they're slowing balls down at the net, being able to play transition defense around that and be a little bit more effective at that. I think that times there is some timing issues with the outsides. Remind you, this is a much higher offensive play sets than what we saw last year. Hawaii was going fast to the pins. This year, it's a lot higher. And Charlie Wade's philosophy is we got jumpers that can jump out of the gym. These players can just go over the blockers. So the ball is going to be a lot higher. So at times, there was some timing issues that I think that they're still working on. But overall, a great all-around performance by the Warriors.
All right, let's take a look at the final numbers for this evening's opener, brought to you by Levitt, Yamani, and Solder. And right away, you look at that hitting percentage for Hawaii, 450.
Well, that's kind of crazy. I mean, anything over like 250 is considered good. So they started out in the 300s, high 200s, went to 300s in game 2 and went to 400 in that last set. I believe that's what it was. But I'll tell you what, that's a pretty high percentage.
And 21 digs for Hawaii, being led by Gage Rosalie with 6. And again, we talked about the service aces at 8. That's one thing that Hawaii said that they will continue to concentrate on is going to be their pressure from behind the service line. And tonight we saw that.
All right, let's talk about some of the guys that replace guys. Let's start at the center position. The All-American Joe Worsley gone. Jakob Tella is here now. And your thoughts overall on how he performed while he was out there?
I think he did a good job. I think he could have done better. I think that there was a little bit of the nerves. There were some pretty predictable, I think, set selections at times. And I think that's just going to come with the season. As time progresses, he's going to get a little bit more comfortable. Again, it's a different type of offense. He's sending a different ball, so players will have to get used to that. You notice we didn't see a lot of the big sets. That was part of Hawaii's offense a lot last season. We saw Colton Cowell hitting that ball out of the middle back position multiple times. I think we saw that maybe twice tonight, and it was an odd assistant play. So there are things I think there's room for this offense to evolve. But overall, I think he brings a different look, a bigger block. Offensively, he's a threat. So it's going to be fun to see his development.
Yeah, 6'6", lefty. You know, he's young in this position. You got to remember, he's just getting the opportunity to go out there and show. Joe Worsley had 4 years to progress, and he came in under Jennings Franciscovic and sat behind and was primarily a serving sub, and that's exactly what happened last year. So this is his first time out there. You got to give him a little bit of time to progress. Being 6'6" and a lefty again, he's going to start to run this offense a lot more effectively.
Look funny not seeing also Stein von Tilburg out there, 4-year starter, multiple All-American. But you have a guy that was here last year in Philip Humler taking over that spot for him.
Well, I was really impressed with him, mostly, believe it or not, but from the service line. He was just bombing balls away left and right. He did a nice job in the front court as well, hitting high off of the hands, and as well as playing some great defense. He had 5 digs on the night, so very impressive because we really have not seen a lot of this young man.
Yeah, I think if you look and you compare Stein and Humler, when you look at just their overall game, I think that Stein was just a smarter terminal hitter. Of course, he was just one of the best all-time players in UH history, so it's hard to compare. But I think one of the things, the upsides of Humler is he has a much better grasp of the defensive side. He's a great passer, has a great platform. He led the way in the backcourt with the middle back defense, so I think he touches a lot of balls defensively. So he's further along, I think, in Stein's progression in his sophomore season when you compare the ages. But overall, I think he's going to be that role player. I don't think that they need him to go out there and get double-digit kills every night. It would be nice if he could be that X factor, but I think those will now fall onto the shoulders of Colton Cowell, who's going to kind of be that offensive leader on that outside hitting position.
And another new starter. There are only 3 of them. Got a lot of returnees in the middle. Dalton Sobrig gone. Guilherme Voss out of Brazil, a freshman. We didn't really get a chance, I thought, to see what he really was capable of doing.
I can't agree more. I don't think that the middles were run very much tonight, not as much as you think that they may have. And I don't think it was because the passing wasn't spot on. I think that maybe it was a little bit more, let's go high and outside and get the ball to Ratto and Colton a little bit more, where you know you have more confidence in those players. That's the way I would have to look at that.
Yeah, and I think that position will continue to evolve as well. Remind you, this is a position where Hawaii ran plays that I had never seen before with a drift 1. They were running slides with Dalton. They were running a 2-ball in the middle. So it's definitely has evolved back into a more basic position. And I think that he doesn't need to be that player that's going to lead the team in the middle kills. Pat Gassman definitely will be the offensive load carrier for that middle position. I think he just needs to sort of maintain and get as much touches on the block as he can. And I thought he did a good job of that tonight.
Oh, you mentioned Patrick Gassman. He'll join us next right here in the corner as Hawaii wins the opener in 3 over Charleston.
Welcome back to the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Well, after the big guys play, the little ones get a chance to roam on the Terraflex. That looks like a future middle blocker without a doubt for the University of Hawaii after they defeat Charleston in 3. Talking about middle blockers, maybe the best in the country right here in the corner. And Patrick Gassman, first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
4 kills on 4 swings. You had a couple of aces. You had 3 blocks. Talk about the feeling being out there in a real match for the first time with this team.
Honestly, I had like cold feet at the beginning. I was pretty jumpy. I was missing every single block. But once I calmed down and really focus on I don't know, things I do in practice every day, I just kind of, rather than thinking too much about the game, I just calmed down and started reacting to everything. Things started to smooth. The edges started to smooth out.
Talk about about a little bit of the transition for you? You had Joe Montana Worsley as your setter forever. I mean, through club volleyball on the mainland, and then you guys came to college together. The transition with a new setter now, how is that working for you?
Thank you for reminding me his middle name is Montana. I forgot about that. I played with Joe for a long, long time, and Joe is extremely skilled in like selecting where he wants the ball to go. With Jacob, it's like me and Charlie talked about this at the beginning of the year. Like, I'm gonna have to be a lot more accountable for like my swings this year. Like, Jacob's still a really good setter, but it's a different game. Like, Jacob is more like high balls and not high balls, but like he sets the ball a lot higher. And honestly, I have to jump way higher than the ball. It's kind
you have to jump higher?
It's kind of exhausting.
What is for you as a senior heading now into your 5th season actually with this team? What has been the sort of, outside of just volleyball-wise, but just sort of the leadership side that you have to bring on? There's a lot of new faces, a lot of new freshmen on this team. What has been sort of your role to sort of help these guys come into the program and understand what this program's all about?
Something we've tried to adopt this year is kind of like lead by example. So we read this book called Legacy that CMAC gave us, CMAC and Charlie. And that book, it's kind of like, there's a big motto in there called like sweep the sheds, and like the older guys sweep the sheds. So now me, Colton, Rado, and James all kind of taking on our shoulders to like be the first to do everything. You know, like we're helping set up nets, we're like helping clean up the locker room, like and just like being like a presence that they can like model themselves after.
Hey, don't move the mic. We can't hear you when you move the mic.
Really?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right. Okay. Two years ago, you guys got snubbed by the NCAA. You used that last year as motivation. Last year, you got to the championship game and lost. And it sounds like you're also using that kind of as motivation for this year. Is that right?
I believe that the last game we lose every year is the motivation for the next year.
But being that close, though.
Oh, yeah.
And being number 1 in the preseason poll. What are your guys' thoughts on that? It's new territory.
Honestly, like to me, like it's just a number at this point. Like, honestly, all we know right now is we won straight sets tonight and we're 1-0. That's the only thing we have to play off of, and like that's the only thing that matters is the team that we're playing tomorrow. So we just have to go back and watch the game we played tonight and focus and see how we can be better tomorrow.
How much fun is it playing with this team?
I love this team. Like it's so like collective and like everything's just having a good time. Like obviously I was kind of a sour spout my early years, and having to like just like be able to like enjoy the game a lot more is just, it makes everything way more enjoyable.
Well, congratulations. Excellent job again tonight. We look forward to the rest of the season with you out in the middle. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, Patrick Gassman, our guest here in the corner as the Rainbow Warriors win in 3.
Welcome back to the post-game show on Spectrum Sports.
Well, I got this one in the books. Let's see what's ahead for this Rainbow Warrior men's volleyball team. How about looking at the upcoming schedule? A rematch not on television tomorrow night, same time, 7 o'clock, Hawaii in Charleston. Then a tournament next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll have Friday's matchup against Harvard. And then they're on a road for a while, actually, right? Aren't they on the road for like 2 weeks, it seems like, beginning with the Lewis Flyers. So, you know, the one thing with Hawaii going into the Big West a couple of years ago, it really changed the way the scheduling is done. Remember, I mean, it seemed like every year you'd have the outrigger and boom, you were right into MPSF play. Now it gives more opportunity to see teams like Charleston that we haven't seen before. I kind of like that.
Well, definitely. I mean, you see the Big West when we come into conference, but in the preseason, they're traveling all over, and you're just seeing the overall growth of men's volleyball really expand. And so that's what's truly happening, is that they're becoming more and more teams, and it's becoming more competitive, not quite so much as women's, but it's gotten a lot bigger. So these Charlie Wade and staff are seeking out more opportunities across the nation.
And for these teams like Hawaii who have established programs, and when they have the opportunity to play these smaller teams, it's really, like Lisa said, helping to grow the game, but it's also helping to expose some of these other players to different environments, and then also helping to show these other schools the value of this program and what men's volleyball could mean for their programs as well. So I think things have become a little bit more strategic in how Charlie develops his schedule year in and year out. He looks for opportunities to take his team on the mainland because now you have to factor in the RPI like we do see on the women's side. And Hawaii has got to find ways to really stack and find opponents that they can play against that maybe aren't at the top caliber, but they will end up winning their conference, which may not be as good as the NPSF or Big West, but because they're conference championship winners, they will then help Hawaii's RPI later in the long run. So it's a chess game, but I think he's sort of found a way to make it work.
Yeah, you always hear the word analytics in sports, which drives me nuts, but it really is true. I mean, a lot of people do that, and Charlie has learned how to kind of work a formula to help his team have as good an RPI as possible at the end of the season, and playing at Charleston actually will help Hawaii down the line.
Yeah, well, if he needs to. I mean, absolutely. If you're going to be in the game, you have to learn how to play it. And I think Ryan just put it best. It really is a chess game. You have to figure out who your opponent should be and who they have returning, what their schedule looks like, if they're rated, if they're not. All those things factor in.
All right, so no television tomorrow night, but we encourage you to come on out and support this volleyball team. What's the one thing you'd like to see Hawaii improve on from night one? Is there anything?
Yeah, I think ball control overall. I think there were times where Hawaii got a little bit sloppy. The first contact, especially in transition, could have been a lot clearer. You know, I talked about earlier on those transition balls and the off blockers making a little bit crisper plays. The blockers that time got caught up too. I think the left side pin blockers got a little too tight in the bunch. They've got to be able to quick slide out to the pins when those sets go out there. There were times where they were caught sleeping a few times. But, you know, I think that it's an opportunity again for Hawaii to really engage more players. And, you know, we were harping on this at the end of last season. We're telling everyone, come out to the Stan Share Center because this is a special team. And then people finally came out the last 2 weeks. But it's week one. Come out. Don't wait until April to come out here. I mean, we love talking to you guys on TV. But, I mean, this is a special team. When is the next time we're going to see a number one ranked team like this?
I was just going to say, how often does any UH sport
Not very, that's for sure.
I mean, it really
that's
is.
for sure. I think for me, I'd like to see them get the middles established a little bit earlier and really contribute, you know, so that they can open up their offense to the outsides and get that BIC involved, setting that backcourt a little bit more. I think it's so early in the season that there's lots to work on, and we're just going to continue to see this team evolve and progress as the season continues.
Well, guys, it was fun. A fun opening night. See you guys next Friday when Hawaii takes on Harvard. And thanks to all of you for tuning into Spectrum Sports. Also, special thanks, as always, to our outstanding Spectrum Sports crew, the best in the business. For Ryan, for Lisa, I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa.